Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another video in our web development course where we're going through just some of the fundamentals and basics of HTML. So in the last video we did all of the basic text tags for HTML. Now in this video we're going to continue on with more tags, and as you can see here I've just got a basic template, and if you don't remember how to create that, all you do is just hit exclamation mark, and then the title we can just replace with more tags like I had there. And then also in this project here, I've got a logo.png. So in this video, we're going to look at our anchor tags, which is what we use for links. We're going to look at our image tags, which is obviously what we use for images. And then we're going to look at our video and iframe tags as well. So I have this web page here, and let's say I want to link to another website. So maybe I want to link to Amazon.com. So if I type A, which stands for anchor, and then hit enter, you'll see I get this href. And href is going to be the URL that I'm linking to. So if I want to link to Amazon.com, I can just type Amazon.com. And then if I save that, you actually don't see anything here. And the reason you don't see anything here is because we haven't put anything inside of our tag. So if inside of the tag, I type click here for Amazon, and then save that file. Now you'll see I get this click here for Amazon, and it's blue with a link under it, which is hopefully annotation that you're used to, and you've seen that before, and that's obviously a link to another file. So if we click there, it says, oh, cannot get Amazon.com. Well, what's going on? Well, if you look here, you see /Amazon.com. So /Amazon.com, slash means my directory that I'm in right now, or my root directory rather, and there is no Amazon.com in here. So what you have to do is https://Amazon.com. And now if you save that and refresh your server, because actually if you look there, you can see I'm trying to go to 127.0.0.15500/Amazon.com. So it's looking for the Amazon.com internal to my project, which is obviously not what I want, which is why we want to put HTTPS in front of that. So now if I go back and save my project, and if I click there for Amazon.com again, now it actually takes me to, it thinks I'm a robot, so it takes me to here on Amazon.com. But that is Amazon.com, and that is right. So if I go back, you can see now it's purple. Purple means that I have clicked that. Now, what if I want to click to Amazon.com, but I want to open it in a new tag? Instead of closing the tag that we're on or using the tab that we're on, I want to make a new tab so that the user still has access to my web page as well. How do I do that? Well, basically, I just add another attribute in here, and I say target is equal to, and then inside of this target, you just say _blank. And if I do that and save it, now if I click here for Amazon.com, I get the CAPTCHA, the robot checker for Amazon.com in a new tab instead of in the tab that I was in. So that's pretty much it for links. Fairly simple. And let's move right along here and say I want to have an image tag. So img is our image tag. So if I click image and then enter, now our source can be a local file, or it can also be a URL. But for now, if I just type, if you hit /, you'll see I have two files here. Only one of them is really an image file. So let's go ahead and load that logo.png, save that. And you can see right there, we've got that logo. And it's quite big. It's quite a lot bigger than we want it to be, at least for this web page. So one thing that we can do to resize that is just come over here and we can say height is equal to, instead of however big that is, let's just say I want it to be 200 pixels. And you can see it's now adjusted that to 200 pixels, but it's also adjusted the width as well. So by default, HTML, when you set the height or the width, so if I actually change this to width and then save it, it's going to be the same thing, because this is a square image, and by default, your HTML code is going to keep the aspect ratio, meaning the height and the width ratio of your image is not going to change when I resize either the width or the height. Now, if I were to come in here and say width equals 200, height equals 100, and then save that, that will mess up the image. So in general, if you're changing your image size within the code itself, you really want to just do one of these. And if you just change one of those, it'll auto set the other one to the right height or width to keep your aspect ratio that you want. So there we have that. Now let's say I want to do maybe I want to do an image that's from the internet and not from my local machine or my local project. Can I do that? Well, of course you can do that. All we need to do is come in here and instead of doing /logo.png, I just need to paste a URL. And this is just a URL of a desktop wallpaper that I found on Google. So now if I save that, you can see it gives me that other image. And let me just make that a little bit bigger so you can see it better. Yeah, there you can see it shows me that other image. Well, that's great. But what if instead of having this click here for Amazon text, what if we actually want this image to be the link itself? How do we do that? Well, it's pretty simple. Really, all I have to do is where it says click here for Amazon, let's go ahead and delete that. And I'm actually going to take this whole image tag. You'll notice this image tag has an opening bracket and then a closing bracket, but there's no second bracket here. Like you don't see /img. Whoops, no body there. You don't see /img to close out this tag. This image is actually a self-closing tag in itself. So all I need to do is take that tag and put it inside of my anchor. And now if I save that and if I click on that image has now become the link to our Amazon file, or our Amazon.com rather. Just one more thing about the images that I'll mention here is you've got this alt tag here. And right now it's just set to blank, but typically people put a description here. So if this says alt blank, I can say desktop wallpaper image. So now if I reload this, you'll see nothing changes. Even if I hover that, I see my link to Amazon.com. But what will change is if I come up here and let's say I change this from Bing, B-I-N-G, to B-I-I-N-G. And then if I go ahead and save this, you can see now it uses my alt, which is desktop wallpaper image with just an image icon there. So basically this alt tag is for the event that for whatever reason, your web page can't find this image, it still has something to display to tell the user what they should be seeing there. So basically that's to, if somebody's having a choppy internet connection or slow data or whatever, this alt tag is available to display quickly for them what it is that you're trying to display and what they should be seeing. Now, what if on this image, let's go ahead and change that back to BING so that this loads. Now, what if on this image, instead of going to actual Amazon.com, we want to go to a different file that we're hosting locally on our machine. So if I come in here to my Explorer window and make a new file, and we can just call this test.html. And then in here, if I run my boilerplate code with the exclamation mark and then write test and go ahead and save that. Now, if I come back to index and if I replace https amazon.com with test.html and save that, well, now if I click on this image, you can see here, it opens a new tab with my new test HTML file that we just created. So I can use this href and this anchor tag to link to both external websites as well as web pages running on my local machine, on my local network, or even different pages, in this case, within the same project. Now, what if you want to have a video file inside of your website? Well, that is also fairly easy to do. Let me go ahead and copy a video file down into my into my project here, and you can see this video file is simply just a little logo file that I made in an open source software called Blender. So we can close that file for now, and let's put that in our HTML here. So if I say video, and then source is going to be logo.mp4 now, and you can do any mp4 file here. It doesn't have to be my video per se. It can be any mp4 file that you find online or wherever. So if I save that now, and then get off of our test page, we'll close out of Amazon 2 and come back here. Now you can see I've got this big black box, but it's not doing anything. There's a couple issues here. One, this is way too big for our screen. So let's resize that. And again, we can do width is equal to, and let's just make it 400 pixels because that's what the one above it is. So now these two should be good, but now it's not playing anything. It's just black. So the reason that this is black is because if you look at that file, you could see at the beginning before it plays, it's black. And we need to actually click play before it changes to anything else. So to do that inside of our index HTML, basically we need to include the controls for our video player. And to do that, all you have to do is type controls here. Now, if you save that, you can see you have a play button, you have a full screen, you have additional settings, playback speed, picture-in-picture, download, all of that. So now if I hit play, you can see that our video actually shows up. Well, what if I want this to play automatically whenever the user clicks on this website? Well, I can get rid of controls or leave it, and I can say autoplay. Now if I save that, you can see it plays immediately as soon as the web page is loaded. Well, what if, because this is such a short video, what if I wanted to just loop it and have it to keep going? That again is quite easy. All you do is type loop. Now save that, and you can see that it's just going to continually go over and over and over again. And that's basically it for videos. They're pretty simple, pretty easy to put into your website. You just have to have it. So once you get that video file, you can do that. Now, what if you say, well, wait a second, I have a video that I want to share, but I don't have the file. It's up on YouTube. Can I share a YouTube video? And the answer is you sure can. You just go over to YouTube, and actually YouTube makes it quite easy to embed their videos within your website. So if I click on any one of these videos and you see these three ... click on the dots next to that and you'll see a share option. So click on the share option, and in here, this first tag up here, this is our HTML embed tag. So if I click on that, I get this iframe HTML code. And basically, if I copy that and paste that down here, go ahead and save that again. Now you'll see I've got the picture, my video that's looping, but also I have this YouTube video that I can play. We don't need to play this whole video, but you can see, you can basically put whatever YouTube video you want into your website using this iframe. So what is this iframe HTML tag? Well, again, you've got width, you've got height, you've got title, and you can set those to whatever you want. And then you've got the source, obviously, which in this case is going to be our YouTube video that we're embedding. But really, I can do this with anything I want. So, for example, if I Google React.js and click on React, and you get react.dev. So now down here, if I type iframe, and by the way, React.js, if you don't know React, this is something we're going to be using later on in the course after we've already gone over HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this is coming up later, but anyway, just as an example for now, if I copy that URL and paste that as the source within my iframe, and then save my file, come back here, you can see I've got this new thing down here, and it is, in fact, the website, this website that we had loaded. It's much smaller, so we can adjust the height and the width of that, obviously, accordingly. So if I say, like, maybe height equal 400, width equal 400. So now, if I save that, you can see I've got the entire React website saved down here, actually embedded within my website. So this iframe allows you to embed other websites within your web page. But I should note you can't do this for anything. So if I come up here and instead of saying react.dev, let's say I say google.com. Now I save that. You can see I just get google.com refused to connect. And that's because a website has to allow you to embed their content into your website. And not all websites, such as Google, for example, not all websites allow that. So anyway, that's basically been our overview of our anchor tag, our video tag, our iframe tag, or our image tag. Hopefully that's helpful for you and you can use these in your projects moving forward. Definitely like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future content, and then we'll see you in the next video.